Altering and Physio Clinic, and today I'm going to take you through the 9th video in our series of working towards a healthier back. Now today I'm focusing on exercises in a standing position, and the main aim today is working our bigger, stronger muscle groups, the glutes around the pelvis and quads around the thigh muscles, to work them, which will then in turn reduce the stress around the lower back. Now, today we'll make a start with squats, which we've visited in an earlier video, and previously we had our knees and feet hip distance apart, and you're bending the knees, making sure the middle of knees are over the middle of feet, and hinging, bending at the hips there. Now, to work a little bit harder today, we can take it into a wider squat, so feet in a 10 to 2 position, and then bend down. Again, making sure that the middle of knees are over the middle of feet there. We're opening out the hip joints, accessing, working the glutes a little bit harder. If you'd like to make this easier, then take the feet closer together. If you want to work harder, take it into a wider squat. Now, the reason behind doing this is that if you did have to pick up a box from the floor, perhaps thinking about function, then the feet are a bit wider and you can access the glutes, the quads, keeping the spine neutral, zipping in, staying strong around the core whilst you have to perhaps lift something from there. Next, we're going to work into folding at the hips, working into perhaps like a deadlift position, or into a weighted bowed, soft bend at the knee, hinging at the hips. Perhaps, again, if you had to reach for something. Now with this, again, you're zipping in, drawing your navel to the spine. You can glide the arms out, reaching, keeping collarbones wide, long neck, and then you're getting that length. Now to progress that and lengthen into the hamstring length, again, keep the bend, soft knees, and then hinge a bit further, lengthen into the hamstrings, get that length around the shoulder blades, and then back, zipping in, staying strong. Now what you've got to watch with this is making sure the spine's neutral. So it's watching that we don't sink and arch the lower back, or round from the spine, which puts more strain through the joints and the discs there. So it's making sure you get a hinge at the hips there. Next, we've got lunges. So feet, again, hip distance apart, one in front of the other. Find that neutral, that centre, tilt the tailbone down to the floor. And here is your lunge, which again we have touched on in an earlier video. So we're just gliding down and up. The progression today is not only strengthening quads and glutes and opening out that front of the hip, lengthening those hip flexors, but if you stay in this position, working on stamina and endurance, and then let's loosen off the upper spine at the same time. So I'm going to twist in the direction of that front leg and making sure your movement is occurring at the upper back. So watching that the pelvis points forwards, the hips stay forwards without the twist, and the twist is just occurring with the upper back around the shoulder blade area. You can use your breath with this to help the movement, so inhale here and exhale on the twist. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Switch sides. Again, if it's a bit tricky from a balance perspective, you can take your feet a bit wider than that hip distance level, but then work into that lunge, front knee vertically over the ankle as you go down, hips and shoulders square on. And then again, you can embrace that hold position, making sure again you're keeping zipped in, tailbone to the floor, and then when you're ready, twist to the other side. flexors. So you will feel a little bit of a pull at the front of the hip, which you want that flexibility so you can engage those glutes, which really help to lessen any back symptoms if you do have them, or just staying lovely and strong. You can inhale here, exhale on the twist perhaps to get a little bit more flexibility and mobility in that upper back that can get quite stiff. And we'll do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. So yes, mobilising the upper back there, but we're working those glutes and quads again, trying to stay still, so working on stability. So we've worked on strengthening those muscle groups, but if you are in any pain and there's any niggles, it is wise to reduce the amount that we do bend and the weight that we do lift and carry. But if you're unable to do this, then it's worth thinking about modifying the way things you do, such as bending from the hips and knees rather than rounding the back, or engaging that core, keeping that spine neutral as you reach and lift. So hopefully that helps, and please strengthen those muscles. It's worth doing even if you don't have any back pain to stay strong. Thank you very much.